All right. So, good morning. Happy Friday. It is a beautiful day out, and it's also a beautiful day in. And a little bit of what I'm going to talk about today really centers around the fact that it really doesn't matter how beautiful it is outside or what's going on around us. Whatever happens inside of us is what dictates the way that we see the world, the way that we receive the beauty, the way that we receive the peace. Now, it can be the most beautiful, peaceful day in the world outside, and if inside of me there's a lot of turmoil, and if I'm pushing away rather than accepting what's rising up inside of me, then all that peace and beauty around me is going to fall on blind eyes, right? Because I can't see it if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not connecting to it. So close your eyes, get nice and comfortable. Maybe use your hands to pull the flesh away from your sit bones and truly connect to what's below you. And then connect to the bigness, the expansiveness around you. I really truly believe that we are only limited by our own minds. That there is limitless expansion, room, space, possibility all the time. Just waiting for us to fill it, to move into it. See if you can feel yourself, your spirit, your aura growing so big as you expand into the space around you. Just breathe naturally. So aware of your surroundings, so aware of your inner landscape. God bless you, Linda. All right. And I'm going to read a little bit from this book that I revisit from time to time. It's Whatever Arises, Love That by Matt Kahn. And it's such an amazing concept. He believes and he talks so much about how love, the energy of love, is infused throughout everything. So no matter what arises, no matter what comes up inside of us, can we love that? Can we recognize that it's infused with love? And he says, in every breath you take, love is always here. Throughout any personal encounter, love is always here. No matter what comes together or whatever is pulled apart, love is always here. In your greatest moment of achievement, or even in your darkest hour of uncertainty, love is always here. Whether in the aftermath of tragedy or in the presence of your highest triumph, love is always here. When life is flowing, inspired, and harmonious, and even if it's frustrating, annoying, painful, or inconvenient, love is always here. When you feel alone or unsupported, love is always here. No matter what you understand and despite what you have yet to figure out, love is always here. Despite your thoughts, regardless of what you choose or how you feel, love is always here. No matter what has been done to you or whatever you believe you've done to others, love is always here. And so he calls it a heart-centered revolution. Each of us taking a responsibility to fully and completely love ourselves, right? To accept every aspect of ourselves. And whatever rises up on the inside, to find a way to love that. And whatever rises up on the outside, to find a way to love that. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? Because there are some things in life, in this human journey, that are absolutely unacceptable. How do we accept that? How do we infuse that with love? And he has a little passage about that. He calls love the ultimate equalizer. And he says, in celebration of your true innocent nature, love doesn't ask you to accept what cannot be accepted. It simply says, just embrace your own heart and I will accept it on your behalf. Right? It says, it does not ask you to forgive what is unforgivable, but simply says, just embrace your own heart and I will forgive on your behalf. It doesn't even ask you to love what cannot be loved. Instead, it says, just embrace your own heart and I will love on your behalf. So no matter what comes up inside of you, outside of you, can you see it through the eyes of your heart? Can you infuse it with love to the best of your ability? Right? Because always, I believe the universe, if I take one step forward, the universe will take 5 toward me. But I have to take that one step. And so if we can begin in any circumstance to soften our hearts a little bit, to even just ask the question, how can I soften around this? How can I allow some semblance of love to move into the situation, no matter what the situation is? If I can do that, then the universe will open up. It will show me the way. So just sit with that for a moment. See if you can allow your true innocent nature, that part of you that knows that everything around us is just one huge drama, and that our true nature has never left its birthplace. It's right there in the center of it all. It's pure love. It's who we are. It's where we came from. It's what we'll go back to. Embrace that energy. And then inhale your palms together, heart center. We'll open with Om Namo, Guru Dev Namo. Inhale so deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale to tune in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Pause in stillness. Feel the love rising up. The energy of love creating more love. And then moving directly into our next chant, Ad Gare Name, Celestial Communication Version. Ad Gare Name, Jugat Gare Name, Sad Gare Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gare Name, Jugat Gare Name, Sad Gare Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gare Name, Jugat Gare Name, Sad Gare Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Pause and become so still, inside and out. And just feel the vibrational energy pouring over you like gentle sprinkling warm spring rain. Energy of Adgarena, may the protection from those stories that our mind tells us. Let your mind be still as it receives the energy of protection. It rises up from our true innocence, from our truth, from our love. Fill yourself with that. Take a deep breath in. Bring that prayer up overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, your arms wide and slow. Palms moving through your auric field. Falling deeper and deeper and deeper in love with your true heart as you move through the energy of you. Knowing that it is perfection, every piece of it. The happy and the sad, peaceful and the mad, all of it. As your fingers touch the earth, become so aware how that sweet mother that we'll be celebrating Mother's Day this weekend. I always say every day is Mother's Day and Father's Day and Children's Day and all that good stuff. But feel the energy of Mother Earth as she totally and completely accepts you as you are, every piece of you. She doesn't say, oh, you can't walk on me because you're this, this, and this. You have to be this, this, and this. No, she accepts and embraces and allows every one of us, everything, to dig roots so deep inside of her heart. The choice is ours. How deep do we want to go? Can we tap into the heart, the love of Mother Earth and trust? Keeping your eyes closed, take your left hand, place it flat against the center of your heart, right in the center of your chest, the yogic heart. Take your right hand and let it hover right above the crown of your head, palm facing down. Just begin to meditate on the energy of the crown chakra. Shushata, 1,000 petal lotus, oneness. Just say to yourself silently, I understand. Crown chakra, the place of knowing the oneness of all. I understand. I understand that I am you and you are me. And then let that hand float down right in front of the third eye, the center of your forehead, palm facing in. Feel the pulsing energy of the third eye. Just repeat to yourself over and over, I see, I see, I see. That seed of intuition, seeing beyond the human form, beyond the human eyes. I see you. I see me. I see you. I see me. And then letting that hand float down right in front of the throat, the fifth chakra, Shuddha, purity. Repeat to yourself over and over, I speak, I express. I speak, I express. The place of expression of our truth into the world. Our words can be a healing balm or an exploding bomb. Our choice. Expressing your truth into the world or expressing your anger, your fear into the world. I speak and I express my truth. Letting that hand float down to rest right on top of the other at the center of your heart. Pause and feel the energy of Anahata, the heart chakra. Unchange the seat of your soul and repeat to yourself again and again, I love, I love, I love, I love. Feeling the love come up from this seat of compassion, the seat of peace, the home of your truth. Letting that right hand now float down to the space right in front of the solar plexus. Feeling the warm, vibrant, pulsating energy of your third chakra. Manipura, the jewel, the gem of your existence, you, right here. Repeat over and over. I do. I do. I do. I move through this world with confidence, with a sense of self. This beautiful, yellow, glowing orb of light that projects our vitality, our piece of the jigsaw puzzle into the world. And then letting your hand float down to the space just below the navel. Begin to repeat to yourself, I feel. I feel. The dwelling place of your emotions and your creativity. Pure emotion moving through the world as you. I feel. I feel everything. I feel your heart. I feel mine. I feel your love and I feel mine. I feel your pain and I feel mine. And then letting both hands float down to the tops of each thigh. Palms down. Feeling the energy of the root chakra. I am. I am. I am. Over and over. I am. Your place of courage and security. Your nurturing essence, you taking your seat in this world. Your physical existence is precious as your spiritual existence. And then bringing both hands out in front of your body, facing inward, beginning in the space of that crown chakra. Just start to move your hands in circles around each other, moving up through the chakras, feeling yourself threading, interweaving the energy of each of these beautiful centers, all the way up until you find yourself over the crown of your head. A few more circling motions. And then coming to stillness, both hands over the crown. Feeling the energetic vibration, the all of you. Feel it all rising up. And just repeat to yourself over and over. Whatever arises, I will love that. Whatever arises, I will love that. Letting your hands float back down to your heart, one on top of the other. Pause and really, really, really feel the vibrational energy moving from you out into the world. It's so tangible. It's so tangible. We always say, err on the side of belief. If you feel that you feel it, then you do. Feel it, be it. Take another breath or two here. And as you open your eyes, make your way into child's pose. Once you get there, let yourself settle in, your hips so heavy. Feeling those roots moving deeply into the earth. Feeling your heart connect to Mother Earth, being held. Let your breath be nice and long and feel yourself breathing into the back of your body, into the sides of your body, to your front body. Feel your low back and your kidneys expanding with every inhale. Whatever arises, love that. Ask yourself, what if you judged yourself always and only through the lens of love? Noticing and allowing, exploring whatever rises through the eyes of love. Releasing your judgment of yourself. And then maybe, with ease, releasing the judgment of others. Embracing everything that rises, every obstacle, every fear, every thought that we would be mortified if anybody could see that just popped into our head. Every one of us has that sometimes. Can you allow love to soften everything in yourself and others? With arms stretched out in front of you, come up to your fingertips. Slowly begin to walk your upper body to the right. Maybe once you get there, letting your left hand rest on your right. Breathing into that open side body. And then slowly walking back to center. Moving in the other direction. Maybe taking that extra stretch, or maybe not. Feeling the openness. And then back to center. From here, you're going to walk your hands forward a little bit more, bringing your hips up off the floor. Coming into puppy pose, really letting your arms stretch out, letting your heart move toward the mat. Your hips are high in the air, stacked over your knees. Perhaps your head touches the floor or just hovers above. Maybe a little external rotation in your upper arms, a little lift in your armpits. Breathe into your back body. Breathe into your front body. Feel yourself so expanded. Softening, opening. Setting an intention, a decision to act in a certain way. An intention, a desire to move through this physical world in a particular way. What is it that you want? Another breath here. And then slowly begin to walk yourself up until you find yourself standing on your knees. Yeah, grab a blanket for your knees if you'd like. Once you set that intention, don't pick that intention so quickly. Think about it. Once you set that intention, can you move through the rest of the week asking yourself, do my words and do my actions align with my intention? Take a breath here. Inhale your arms up overhead. As they almost touch, flip those palms over and let them come down again, all the way down to your sides. And just continue that way, inhaling them up, almost but not quite touching, and exhaling down. And if your words and your intentions, your actions don't align with your intention, can you lovingly notice that and just make a decision on how to shift that? And if you don't know how, if it's a pattern, a habit, if it's somebody that annoys the hell out of you and you don't know how to not have that rise up in you, just asking the universe, just saying, it is my intention to soften around this person. I don't know how. Can you help me? And just trust and notice and watch I don't believe that we're supposed to have to force change. I believe that we're just supposed to soften, open our hearts, love whatever arises, and allow the natural process of that softening to permeate even the most difficult people, situations, thoughts. The next time those beautiful wings are at your sides, just let them hang there and feel a line of energy moving from your hands, moving from your fingers down toward the floor. Even your fingers, the extension of your heart, beginning to root into the support of Mother Earth, into that nurturing. And then inhale those arms up wide again. Bring your palms together to touch, this time overhead. Bring your hands midline through your body. Actually bow down toward the floor. Separate your hands so that your palms are on the floor. Use that to press yourself back up. Inhale your arms up overhead. Dive down through the midline. Bow to the floor. Touch, support, lift up, and keep going. Every one of us wakes up every morning not knowing what the day will bring. Notice during this period of COVID and all the other things that happened over this past year, right? So much social justice and political stuff and that nature stuff, wildfires, all kinds of things that happened that were challenging, right? All that happened, we all rose up together one way or another. Everybody affected a little differently. Everybody experiencing the inability to accept and give love and support as we usually traditionally do. We found a way. Love found a way. Next time that you find yourself bowing, stay there. And in your mind, run through a rampage of appreciation, of gratitude, of who you are, what you do, how you love. I want you to blow yourself up in your mind as the most amazing person ever, because you are. Every single thing that you contribute to this world, your love, your grace, your peace, your ideas, right? Your little nuances, your quirks. Celebrate them all right now. And then let those hands, if they're not already touching the earth, touch the earth. And just make your way to a comfortable seat. Once you get there, we're going to do a little bit of breath work, a little bit of Kapalabhati breath. I've been feeling a little bit lately. I don't know if it's the pollen. I don't know if it's just clearing that's going on, but I've been feeling a need to really clear out the fuzziness in my mind. And Kapalabhati breath is an amazing breath to do just that. It's a great breath for spring cleaning and for any kind of cleaning. It's called skull shining breath. It's like cleaning it from the inside out. So you're simply going to let your hands rest on your knees. Let your spine be nice and long. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and then let them relax on your back. Nice shining chest, nice shining heart. And then with your eyes closed, you're going to, I'll talk you through it before we actually do it. So you're going to take a deep inhale. Exhale completely. And then as you inhale, you're just going to start to exhale, 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 and pump your navel. So it's going to be the rest of your body so relaxed. Go for it. Yep. Exhale, 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 exhale. Just let that exhale keep going. The inhale comes automatically. Twenty more seconds. Exhale completely. Let your chin drop down towards your chest. Everything else relaxed. Hold the breath out. Inhale slowly as your chin rises back up to neutral. Pause and feel. Maybe feeling a gentle vibration, almost like everything inside is being buffed and cleaned. We'll take one more round. So again, inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale and begin. Exhale. Chin down to chest. Hold. Inhale back to center. Take the tip of your tongue, press it against the upper palate. And just breathe naturally. Tongue pressing against that upper palate. Lots of energetic nerve endings in that upper palate. We use the tip of our tongue like fingers on pianos, ivory, to create different vibrations. That's why so many of our chants involve a placing of the tongue in different places in the mouth. Just pressing up with that tongue brings a sense of peace and a settling in. Notice what arises. Notice your thoughts, your emotions right now. See if you can love that. And letting your tongue relax down. Opening your eyes, rolling on to hands and knees, tabletop. Do a few cat-cows here. Maybe even moving your hands a little forward and bringing that heart forward and flowing it back, an exaggerated cat-cow, almost like a swaying motion. There are times when I'm with my grandson, not as much now, although sometimes he's almost 11, but especially when he was younger, he would act in a certain way, and instead of beating him up in my mind, I would just gently say to myself, he's really tired and cranky, he just needs a nap. And I recognized that in him. I didn't think he was a bad person. I didn't think that he was a brat. So that the way he was acting was maybe a little bratty. And I recognized that he needed something. Why can't I do that for myself with as much ease as I can do that for my grandson? And I have started to, more often than not. The whole premise of this book is about loving ourselves no matter what, about bringing love to those judgments, allowing ourselves to take a break, knowing that we are not our behaviors. Doesn't mean we're not responsible or accountable for our behaviors. It's gentle noticing, finding a way to shift, come to stillness. Bring your hands back in so they're under your shoulders. Extend your left leg out behind you. Bring the left knee in towards your chest and start to circle that knee out to the side and around. Just gentle circles. You're going to keep it in toward your chest and just circle it a few times. And then extend that left leg all the way back. Step it over toward the right, toes landing on the other side of your Right foot, take a peek over your shoulder. Inhale that leg up. Exhale it down. Moving to the other side, bringing that leg all the way up. And then in towards your nose. And start circling. Extend it out. Step it over. And take a peek over your shoulder. Back up in the air. Back down to the mat. Coming to stillness and tabletop. Extend your right arm straight out. And just begin to circle in front of you. Really starting to open up bigger and bigger circles. Balancing. Creating space. Circle in the opposite direction. And then start to slow until you find yourself with your arms just slowly stretched out in front of you. And just start to bounce that arm, that hand up and down as if you were bouncing a ball of energy. Just bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. And then bring that arm down, the hand down to meet the other. Letting the right arm, settle down. Move to the left side. Left arm out, circles, smaller and then bigger and bigger and bigger. Moving in the other direction. And then as you come to stillness, stretching that arm out, just beginning to move that energy, bounce that energy ball. Bring your arm in. Left hand meeting the right on the mat. Curl your toes. Hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Just take a nice stretch here. Wiggle your hips from side to side. And then take a nice slow walk, hands to feet this time. Pausing in Uttanasana, forward fold. Taking long, deep breaths, maybe inhaling through your nose, exhaling through an open mouth. Letting gravity, like a gentle hand on your back, on your lower back, begin to ease you into a little bit of a deeper fold, a more relaxed letting go. Notice here any place that there's tension. And see if you can just let it all go. From here, float your hands back to your sacrum, interlace them at your sacrum. Just for a moment, begin to lift them up any amount. And then begin to pull them down toward the floor, slowly raising your upper body up, up, up. Fingers still interlaced at that sacrum. Let your heart open up to the sky. And then release your fingers, hands at your sides. Just begin to swing your right arm up and down and up and down like a pendulum. Get some nice momentum going. Really swinging. And then bring the right arm to stillness. Move to the left. Let that left swing like a pendulum. And then let both arms begin to swing forward and back. And then let them dance however they want. They can stay forward and back. They can move side to side. You can just do a little swaying motion. Just move your arms, move your body. Let your feet stay anchored. Just move around those roots. Loving what arises, softening. Can you every morning, when you're brushing your teeth or when you're getting dressed or whenever, can you just gaze into your own eyes for a few minutes? Just fall in love with yourself. Can you gaze into your eyes and soften? Can you look into your own eyes and see what I see? When we repeatedly belittle ourselves or beat ourselves up or pick on ourselves, we're creating a pattern. Aristotle said we are what we repeatedly do. And he said that excellence is not an act, but a habit. And so is deep self-love. It's not an act, it's a habit. It's not something that we're born with or we're not. It's something that we can form. Self-love. Come to stillness. Let everything just settle into place. Maybe noticing as your body becomes totally still. All the energy still moving around you, all the activity going on inside. Can you feel that vibration still moving? There's always so much more than what we can see on the surface. It always blows my mind when I stay really still and I bring my focus to my hands and I feel the sensation and vibration there. And then I begin to explore the rest of my body. There's so much aliveness going on in the stillness. Feel that. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, step your right foot forward and bring both arms forward along with it. And as you exhale, step that foot back and bring your arms back. And just keep going. Step forward and back. Natalia, we are upright. So you're kind of like stepping into warrior one and then stepping back. Yeah, there you go. And then we move to the other side if you haven't already. And you can even start to alternate from side to side if you'd like. Stepping in and stepping back and stepping in and stepping back. And the next time that you step back, pause, come back to that place of stillness again. Start to just kind of sway your right arm and your left leg forward, and then let them fall back. And then the opposite side. And just keep going. We were talking about it in teacher training the other day about how when we walk, our hips are supposed to move or sway. And so often when we pay attention, we find ourselves holding ourselves so stiff when we walk. Every part of us is supposed to be like this little dance. Our body, we have so many joints, so many ways to move and sway and really dance through life. And yet so often we stiffen ourselves. Can we love what arises and can we allow it all to move and sway? Come to stillness. Pause, feel. And then take a deep inhale as you bring your arms wide around, up overhead, touching them together in prayer. Bringing that prayer to your heart for a moment. One more time, rampage of appreciation for yourself, listing in your minds all of the things about you that are absolutely amazing. If anybody needs help, let me know. I got a whole bunch for each and every one of you. And then slowly let that prayer melt down toward the mat as you bend forward, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your right foot back and then the left. Take a stretch and downward facing dog. Move your hips, move your knees, whatever feels good. And then let your knees settle to the ground. Make your way onto your back. Once you get there, you're going to plant your feet, bend your knees, bring them kind of wide, your feet kind of wide apart. Bring your arms out to a T. And you're going to slowly begin to bring your right hand toward your left palm, your right knee toward your left. Roll over toward your left side. Yeah, there you go. And then move to the other side, opening first and then making your way. Let's see, I think you all have it. And just slowly and mindfully continue this journey. Very symbolic of life. Always moving, always changing. And at first it feels awkward, and then as we move into the flow of what is, it becomes more fluid and more familiar. And then that which we resisted in the beginning because it was not familiar, it's become familiar. And then when things change, we resist leaving that. So we resisted it, we developed a relationship with it, and then we resisted letting go of it. Kind of our dance of life. What if we can infuse ease and grace and love into everything that changes all the time? Come to stillness onto your back, feet still planted, knees still bent. Bring your feet as wide as your mat and just begin to windshield wiper here. You can bring your arms either to your sides, leave them out to the T. You can bring them overhead. See what gives you the most space as you open your hips here. And then come to center, bringing your knees into your chest and placing one hand on each knee. And then as you inhale, use your hands to bring your knees even closer into your chest. And as you exhale, use your hands to press them away. And continue to inhale, bringing them closer. Exhale, pressing them away. Taking it in, letting it go. And as you press them away this time, begin to straighten them all the way up into the air. And then inhale them back into your chest. And press out. And inhale in. Now let both heels reach for the sky. You can place your hands on the floor next to you or underneath your lower back even. And just begin to circle both legs together in the same direction. Good. And then the other direction. Back to center. Separate your legs a little bit. And see if you can circle them separately toward each other. And then in the other direction. Back to center, gently bending your knees. Don't touch your heels yet to the floor, just bend your knees, let them hover. And then slowly all the way down to the floor. Take a breath here in constructive rest. Letting everything settle in. Nice long deep breaths. Bringing your knees back into your chest one more time, arms out to a T. You'll shift your hips a little to the left as your knees fall to the right, into a spinal twist. Gazing over to the left. And then back in the other direction. He talks about our uncomfortable feelings in this book, and he says that when we come up against what's a barrier, come back to center. Reach for your insteps, moving into happy baby pose. He says throughout this process, it's important to remember that a sensation only feels like a barrier for as long as you refuse to feel it. As it is invited to be felt, a willingness to experience each moment as an opportunity to heal clears out layers of cellular memory to make room for the emergence of heart-centered consciousness. So those things, those feelings that we resist, that we're so afraid to feel, we can soften around them. And just remember that when we invite them in, it takes out the punch. We stop resisting, we crumble for a moment, and then we begin to make peace with it, whatever that feeling is. Release your legs, let everything go. Stretch your body in any way that feels good before you settle into Shavasana. In my private practice, I see people so often who are in the throes of grief and they're so afraid to cry because they're afraid that it'll swallow them whole. They'll never stop. And we work on allowing those tears to flow because, yes, we fall apart, but sometimes we need to. And we always come back to center. And I don't know anyone who's ever said to me that they haven't felt so much better after a good breakdown, after a good cry, after letting it all go. So how can we love the messy and the neat and that which we love to gaze at and that which we think is ugly? How can we love the prejudices that rise up in our mind when we notice them? How can we love them enough to begin to soften around them? You can't change anything until you accept that it's there. So can we open our eyes and gaze at the whole of us and love it all? I awoke this morning in the gold light, turning this way and that, thinking for a moment it was one day like any other. But the veil had gone from my darkened heart, and I thought it must have been the quiet candlelight that filled my room. It must have been the first easy rhythm with which I breathed myself to sleep. It must have been the prayer I said, speaking to the otherness of the night. And I thought, this is the good day you could meet your love. This is the gray day someone close to you could die. This is the day you realize how easily the thread is broken between this world and the next. And I found myself sitting up in the quiet pathway of light, the tawny, close-grained cedar burning around me like fire, and all of the angels of this housely heaven ascending through the first roof of light the sun has made. This is the bright home in which I live. This is where I ask my friends to come. This is where I want to love all the things it has taken me so long to learn to love. This is the temple of my adult aloneness, and I belong to that aloneness as I belong to my life. There is no house like the house of belonging. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, moving your fingers, moving your toes, letting your head rock gently from side to side, knees floating towards your chest as the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet find each other, rubbing together. Create a beautiful spark of you. And then gently rocking up and down on your spine or rolling over to your right. We'll meet palms together at our hearts. If you know it, please feel free to say it with me. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Please bring our voices together to seal our practice today with a long Satnam. Inhale deeply. Sa. Nam. Sliding your thumbs to the space between your brow, bowing deeply into your own beauty. Be love, believe, be true to you. Satnam.